Yo, what is good YouTube? I am Richie Kim, and today I'm going to be bringing you all the performance review on the brand new Nike LeBron Witness 5. Before we get started, if you all enjoy sneaker content just like this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below. But anyways, let's get right into it. As always, starting off with the traction, the LeBron Witness 5 features the exact same traction pattern as the Witness 4, which is very reminiscent of the LeBron 17. What you're gonna get are these like lines that kind of intersect over each other, creating like this X pattern. And then you have some straight lines in like the middle portion. And then the bottom portion just kind of continues what's up in the forefoot area. And it creates some diamonds. And overall, the traction is pretty good. If you guys are playing on your above average to really clean courts, I don't think you guys will have any problems. The bite is actually really nice. However, if you are playing on moderately dusty to hella dusty courts, you will need to consistently wipe because the traction does pick up dust. And if you don't wipe consistently, you will probably have some slip ups here and there, and that is just not what you want. So just make sure you do wipe if you are playing on your dustier courts. I had an issue in the LeBron Witness 4 where in the back heel area, or just like the back half of the shoe, basically if I was trying to plant with my whole foot, I would feel like the heel area slide out like this a little bit, but the forefoot would just, it would stay still, which is awesome. But in here, I didn't have that issue. If I was planting with my whole foot, assuming that there's no dust on the traction or anything like that, the traction was actually good and it bit and it stayed still. I didn't have that weird sliding issue, which is awesome. I'm not sure if they actually changed like the rubber compound or anything, but that's something to note that's different from the Witness 4, at least for me, in my experience. So overall, I would say that the traction is better than the Witness 4, but like I said, make sure you do wipe if you're playing on your dustier courts because you might have some slip-ups if you don't wipe. So moving on to the cushion, you're gonna get a full-length Phylon midsole. I'm assuming it's Phylon. Nike is just stating that it's a resilient foam midsole. So most of the time, this kind of stuff is Phylon, and it's, not the most stiff. It is like on the stiffer side, but you do have a little bit of impact protection coming in the heel area from the foam, which is actually kind of nice. I really wasn't expecting that because in the Witness 4, it looks the same, but I'm not exactly sure if they tweaked the formula or not because it feels better in the Witness 5 than it did in the Witness 4. And then, up in the forefoot area, you do have those same zoom pods as well. And they're not the most bouncy. They're definitely not extremely bouncy like the LeBron 17. I would say that, it's definitely more subdued, and you'll get the bounce and that zoomy feeling if you're really putting a lot of force into the shoe. Otherwise, it is nice, but it's not overly bouncy. So moving on to the materials, this is where a lot of the things change from the Witness 4. They definitely revamped the material usage on the Witness 5. And what you're gonna get is like this almost like engineered mesh, I wanna say. And it's actually really nice, especially for the price point. It conforms to your foot, it feels great on foot. And honestly, like even to the touch, it feels pretty good as well. So considering that they're doing this for a cheap price point, I really like what they're doing. And it's definitely a step in the right direction. And then where you don't have this textile material, you do have like this synthetic leather panel or synthetic panel right here. That just adds a little bit more structure in the back half of the shoe. And that pretty much just wraps around the entire back half of the shoe, like I was saying. And then in the back, you do have like this, I don't even know what to call it. It's some kind of TPU piece that kind of reminds me of what's on the LeBron 18. And because this is basically a one booty upper, I'll explain the fit later, but because of that, it is a engineered mesh tongue as well. So overall, I would say that the material usage on the Witness 5 is actually really nice in terms of both to the touch and performance. So moving on to the fit, I would say that these run true to size. Me as a slightly wide footer, I did have some problems trying to slide my foot into the shoe. Because of the fit, it's almost like a one booty, but it's also a half booty. It's basically connected like right here. And it's not like it has a part that really stretches out so you can slide your foot in. It's just like separated. This little upper portion of the tongue is separated, but everything else is connected and it doesn't stretch at all. and it is a little tight in this midfoot area. So if you guys do have wider feet, you may have a problem just sliding your foot into the shoe. But then in terms of like once my foot was actually in, I did feel like a little bit of pressure around the midfoot area, but not too much. And another thing about the fit is if you do have wider feet, there's a material that lies inside of the shoe, and when you slide your foot into the shoe, you kind of like push it forward so it like folds over itself. So you need to go in and fix that, otherwise you probably will have some pain. That was something I noticed right away when I put on the shoe, and then I figured out that, you know, I have to like unflip that fold in order to, you know, have any sort of comfort in the shoe. But if you guys are normal footers, I don't think you'll run into those issues. It's just people with wider feet, you will have these problems. So that's just something to keep in mind. Lengthwise, like I said, I think it is true to size. So outside of the width thing, I think the overall fit in the Witness 5 is actually really good. So moving on to the support, I didn't have any issues with the support in the shoe. I didn't have any heel slippage. I didn't have any side-to-side movement on the footbed. And in terms of the lateral stability, this thing has got you covered. I would say that, you know, it's not the widest base, but you do actually have lateral outriggers built onto the outsole, which is nice. So you aren't gonna have any problems in that department. The materials also do a very good job of keeping yourself on the footbed. And then in terms of that torsional rigidity and stability, you don't have any issues there as well. So overall, I would actually say that the support in the LeBron Witness 5 is good as well. So moving on to the price, I believe the LeBron Witness 5 retails for $100, and you know, for $100, I would say that this is actually a pretty solid shoe. The only real issue for me is the fit, just because I do have a wider foot. I do have one gripe with the shoe, and it's this little piece on the tongue right here. I'm not exactly sure what it's here for, but it just gets in the way when you're trying to adjust the laces or adjust the fit in the shoe. In my eyes, it really serves no purpose and is very, very annoying. But outside of that, I would say that this is a pretty solid shoe, especially for the price point. Not to mention, I think the silhouette looks really dope in general, and especially this colorway, because you know this is a Lakers colorway. But yeah, you know, for $100, I would definitely recommend the LeBron Witness 5. If you guys are looking for a lot of impact protection, this is probably not the way to go. But if you want a little bit of impact protection and you like, you know, kind of subdued zoom in the forefoot, it's just, you know, it's not overly bouncy, then this has definitely got you covered. If you all want to pick up a pair, I don't think you'll be disappointed. That's pretty much it for this performance review. If you all like this video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below, and also smash that thumbs up button for me, as it really does help me out. While you guys are at it, check out this video on my left and on my right, and that's pretty much it. Until next time, peace.